Welcome to episode 79 of How About Them Huskies. I'm Connor, joined today by Andrew, no Matt. But this is what, if you have a definition of emergency episode for a podcast, this is the definition. If you haven't seen, I'm sure you all have. That's why you clicked on the video. News broke around 6:30, 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern, very early. A lot of us weren't awake. I was. Andrew, you said you weren't. You woke up to it. Adrian Wojnarowski released that Dan Hurley and the Lakers are in talks. So the Lakers are really honing in on Dan Hurley as their next head coach of the franchise. And this came out of left field completely. None of us saw it coming. Everyone was saying the Lakers were going to get JJ Redick. That was the rumor. That was what Shams was saying. And now Woj comes in and says, nope, Dan Hurley to the Lakers. It's a lot. Nothing's official. Dan Hurley's not on with the Lakers as of the recording of this. Nothing's official, but that's the rumors right now, the reports. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Hurley's decision. But I mean, Andrew, what was your initial reaction? I know it was kind of shock for me. Like I didn't believe it at first, but after I saw a couple tweets, I was like, oh, this is actually real. What was your reaction?
I got on Instagram this morning and I saw it and I automatically thought that it was a satire account. And then I got the ESPN notification and I thought to myself, okay, this is real. This is not fake. This is real. And I sat and thought about it for hours today, honestly, probably more than I should have. But I have one initial reaction and it would be why? I get money, obviously, but why would you leave the top of the college basketball world for a mediocre NBA team with a crybaby old superstar and a hurt guy named Anthony Davis? Why would you leave a program that you're trending so far up with to go get pummeled by other NBA teams? I don't understand why he would leave UConn, especially for that job right now. I'm not saying that he wouldn't leave later, but right now, as of this very second, you brought in Liam McNeely, who decommitted from Indiana. You bring in one of the top transfers, Aiden Mahaney, and you bring back Alex Caravan from the NBA draft. And then all of a sudden you just say, you know what, screw you guys. I'm gonna go to the draft, see ya. Or I'm gonna go to the NBA, see ya. And you leave those guys out to dry after you just win two national championships back to back and solidify yourself as a top three coach in college basketball. I really don't understand why he would leave UConn right now. I understand money does talk, and the Lakers have a lot of it, but I don't understand. If he does leave, I wouldn't understand it at all.
I feel like I agree. The timing is weird. I feel like in this case, that there's no way the Lakers had to have just reached out and over the past week or so, past few days, because we all know the deadline was last week for the NBA draft early entry. Caravan decided he was coming back. We never formally did an episode on that, but yeah, Caravan's back for his junior year, going for the three-peat. But I feel like Hurley and Caravan, they're close. I feel like the whole team is close. I feel like Hurley would definitely have told the guys or has told the guys that this was a thing before Woj broke it this morning. So I feel like if Caravan knew there's a chance, hey, Hurley might not be here next year. There's no way. I mean, I feel like he wouldn't take the chance of coming back. I feel like I doubt that Hurley like screwed him in a way. Like I doubt he'd like, oh yeah, we're gonna go three-peat, and then days later, oh, I'm going to go to the Lakers. I doubt that happened. So I just feel bad for him because I feel like maybe he would have made his decision differently. He would have gone pro if he knew maybe Hurley's going to be gone. We're going to have a whole new staff. That's another thing. Who knows if hypothetically Hurley goes to LA? Is he taking Kamani, taking Luke Murray? We don't even want to think about that right now. But I don't know. It's just there's a lot of I don't knows right now. We're going to say that a lot because it's just a report. It's an official report, but he hasn't been offered a contract with numbers. He hasn't met with them, which he will meet with them. So just to let you guys know, there's going to be a report over the next day or two that Dan Hurley is meeting with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's not a headline. That's something that, of course, he's going to meet with them. If someone offers you what 15, $20 million a year, you're going to go meet with them and see what they have to offer. So if you see a tweet from him or anyone saying Dan Hurley and the Lakers are currently in a meeting, that's nothing to be worried about. I mean, obviously you worry about it all. Dan Hurley might leave, but that's nothing out of the normal. But I don't know. Like you said, he builds this roster, and we're in June now, where the portal's been long closed. I feel like if he were to go, the players would all have 30 days to transfer. Who knows what they would do? I feel like you'd have to make a hire very quickly. I assume it'd be either Kamani or Luke. I personally think it'd be Kamani because he's the associate head coach. You got to make a quick hire because you don't want to lose these guys. It's just it's a mess. It's an unfortunate situation if he were to leave because it puts the team in a hole. I don't know. It's not something I expected to see this Thursday morning.
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to both sides. Pro is that yes, the Lakers are a big name. They're a big market team in the NBA. You go coach there, you maybe win an NBA championship. But a con is that I still don't think he has enough college experience to go to the NBA. I mean, just look at what happened with Rick Pitino. He left college, went to the NBA, went right back to college because he just wasn't meant to be an NBA coach. Now, obviously, Hurley is coming off the back-to-back championships, but we don't know if he's meant to be an NBA coach yet. Maybe somewhere down the line, if he keeps coaching college, he'll decide I don't want to go to the NBA because college is a lot better. We all see how he busts our guys' asses and gets them to play good defense and stuff like that. NBA players are babies. He turns college guys into NBA players. He doesn't coach NBA players. He would not be a great coach, especially for a team like the Lakers. Could you imagine Hurley coaching a guy like D'Angelo Russell? He lasts a day because Hurley's a hard nosed, good coach, and NBA players, a lot of them are soft, honestly. I love the NBA. I love watching it, but a lot of them are soft, and they would fold under Hurley if he coached. But now the pros and cons to staying. Obviously, you stay at UConn, you turn down a bunch of money. Um, but a pro is that obviously, and another con if he leaves is that this fan base is going to have completely mixed feelings. I legitimately don't know what I would think of Hurley if he left for LA. He brought us these two championships, but he just dips out on us right after. Like that would kind of rub me the wrong way a little bit. And then especially if he brought his staff with him, Kamani, Luke, maybe even Tom Moore, they all go to the Lakers. Our team is desecrated, and we're gonna have to build it from the bottom, just like he did. But the pros, obviously, you get the fan base back, and you go try to win a third national championship, which we have a good shot at doing. We have a preseason top five matchup, but it's just I agree with what you said. It is a complete mess, and it's weird that it came out right now. The fact that the Lakers are trying to lure him away makes me hate them even more, honestly.
I saw this funny thing on Twitter. It was like LeBron, the first time he sees Hurley yell at Bronny for not trying on defense. It's just you don't want. I get it's the Lakers. It's probably. I mean, them or the Celtics. You can choose. I'd say the Lakers are the biggest brand in the NBA in basketball. But like, I mean, they're kind of a mess. I agree. I mean, like, I don't know. They have such high expectations that they haven't reached in the past 3, 4 years. And it's just you have LeBron, he could be a free agent. It's just we're not this isn't a Lakers podcast. We're not gonna go too much deeper into that. But I mean, there's news breaking all day from this. Hurley is just business as usual. UConn today, he had practice at noon. He addressed the team beforehand, which I feel like is a good thing. He's not just trying to sweep it under the rug. Because if you remember the Kentucky rumors, he wouldn't even address it. He didn't say anything about it. He's like, oh, he just let it go. But this, he's telling the team this is a thing. It's real. I am talking with the Lakers. I'm gonna potentially go there. Who knows? But I don't know. It makes me feel a little worse that he's talking to the team about stuff like that because he didn't for Kentucky, and obviously he didn't get the Kentucky job. But back to I mean, staying with the Kentucky job. I mean, saw a lot of people comparing. He didn't leave for that. He wouldn't leave anywhere, but Kentucky isn't the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers, they what, 16, 17. I get them mixed up with the Celtics, NBA championships. It's just this is if you're gonna move up, and I've seen reports saying he does want to move up. He said he doesn't want to move up. I don't know what he wants to do. I've seen a lot of people saying he does eventually want to move up. I feel this is if you can't pass down this job. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I feel like that's the way it is. It just sucks. I mean, it hurts when you win. You're gonna get poached. You see Billy Donovan won a couple with Florida back to back, and now he's been in the NBA pretty much ever since. I think he had a couple of years after he stayed with Florida. But yeah, I mean, if if we don't win last year, does he get an offer for this? Who knows? But I don't know. I'm just curious to see when this will all go down. I think it'll go very quickly because obviously the NBA draft is what 3 weeks away. You're going to want to have a coach long before that because free agency's not long after the draft. So you're going to want to do this quickly. I feel like Hurley's not the type of guy that's going to leave his players in limbo. He's not going to be like, on Thursday, I'm going to. It's not going to be like, this news comes out on Thursday. I'm going to wait till next Thursday to make my decision. I feel like hopefully by this weekend, even I saw some reports from, I don't remember who, saying maybe in the next 72 hours we'll know. So you'll definitely, once he makes his decision, you'll be seeing another podcast from us. This is not the only time we talk about this topic. This is arguably the biggest topic we've talked about in a long time, minus the national championship game. I just also find a funny one quick side note that the Celtics start their final series tonight, and the Lakers decide to become the biggest story in the NBA and sports. Similar thing happened with us before during the Final Four. Calipari decides to leave Kentucky. That was a bigger story than us being in the Final Four. So it's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, all in all, there's a lot of rumors out there. I mean, I'd wait a few days before you see anything concrete. I'd be shocked if he makes a decision by the time this video is posted, probably 6 or 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. That's my goal when I post this. He won't decide till later this weekend, but yeah, it's still crazy to me that this is even happening. I mean, it goes to show how great our staff is. I mean, it's not like the Detroit Pistons are saying we want Dan Hurley. The LA Lakers are.
I'm going to make my last big point here, and I want to talk about a few things. If he were to leave, I'm going to tell you right now, it wouldn't be the Los Angeles Lakers. It would be Danny Hurley's Lakers. That would be his team. He would do everything his way exactly how he wanted it. And I personally believe that that would mean not drafting Bronny James. But if he were to leave, it would be his team. But at the same time, like you said, Connor, he's not just going to turn this down instantly because if he does want to coach in the NBA, teams are going to not offer him if he were to just turn this down instantly. So, like you said, if someone's offering 15, $20 million a year, you are going to go meet with them no matter if they have you coaching the 5U YMCA basketball team. You're going to go meet with him no matter what. You're going to look at contract details. You're going to look at everything, and just he's going to end up out weighing out the two options. But I think a little sneaky thing here is his wife, who said that she wouldn't move to Kentucky, had a hard time moving from Rhode Island to Connecticut. Do you think she wants to move to California from Connecticut? I have a hard time thinking that. But as obviously we're not reporters, we don't know for sure. But my official opinion on this after reading everything is that he is not going to take the Laker job as of right now, but he will take an NBA job further down the line. I don't think he leaves our guys high and dry like that. I don't think he desecrates the program that he pretty much brought back up from the ground. I think he's here to stay.
I agree. I mean, seeing how sudden this was, if this was, say, right after we won the title in April, I feel like it's different than if it's in June because he's built his team for this year. I mean, he got Mahaney, he got McNeely, he has Noel and Abraham, he got Terrace Reed, he brought back all those other guys. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if it was a different time of the year, it's a different story. But we also see it was I think some WWE event like last week. You all saw the video. He did the 1, 2, 3 to the camera. I mean,
Yeah, UFC.
UFC, that was it. Yeah, he wouldn't be doing that knowing he's talking with the Lakers. So that's why I feel like this was really, really sudden. I know him and Woj, their family, they're very close. So this is definitely not just a rumor. I'm sure Hurley said it to him to break the news himself. So I'm sure this happened very recently, but I don't know. We're certainly going to have you guys covered throughout all this. We're a little late today with the news. I'm sure you've already seen it. We're going to try to be earlier next time, earlier in the day. But to wrap up real quick, we'll just play a little game. Hypothetically, Dan Hurley takes the Lakers job. Who's coaching UConn? We'll say next year, and who's coaching UConn the year after that? What do you think? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do two like different ones. If he doesn't take the rest of his staff, it's obviously gonna be Kamani. He gets a promotion. He gets the head coach job that he's been looking for. But if he takes his entire staff, I think that we might. Oh man, we might go with Underwood. As
Mm,
much as that feels weird to say, we might go with Brad Underwood.
that's he wasn't on my list I made in my mind. I mean, obviously you got Kamani and Luke, which I feel like realistically one of them will if they don't go. I don't see Tom Moore. I don't see him taking over as head coach. I also don't see him going to the NBA. He's an older guy. Maybe he will, but he's kind of like our GM. I don't think he'd leave that. If we're gonna go, I'll say I believe Kamani Young would stay and be head coach. I feel like he'd be offered that instantly, if not already, seeing the circumstances, how quick this is going. Because you got to remember, I think I might have mentioned this. If not, he's the associate head coach. Luke Murray's just a regular assistant head coach. So I assume that they would just go up the totem pole there. I mean, I'd be a little upset if I was Kamani and they gave the job to Luke, honestly, seeing how Kamani earned that associate role over the past few years. Not saying Luke, they both deserve it, which sucks that there's only one head coaching spot. But we were to go out of the school, kinda. I mean, what's the sense in saying, "Hey Jim, come coach a year"? Jim Calhoun, just coach this next year while we say this is if the staff leaves. Just Jim, come back for a year, only 1 year, coach this team to a third straight title. You can go off, do whatever you want. We'll figure out a national search next year. That's something I saw someone say today. That's a little crazy. I don't think would happen, but I mean, I'd be all for it. Why not? Another name which should be, I thought of this myself. I mean, I've seen other people say it, but Steve Peichel, why don't we get him right away from Rutgers and take Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey to steal their number one overall class for this year? That'd be another very wild, very wild scenario. Obviously, Peichel played for the Huskies in the 90s. He's from Connecticut, so I feel like he's a guy. He's led Rutgers to the tournament a few times the past few years. I don't know. It's not something I really want to think about right now. Honestly, thinking about it could be maybe a Brad Underwood. I saw what was Jeff Goodman said, what's his name? Bruce Pearl from Auburn is an option, which I don't know about that, but it's a very weird timing. It's not some I mean, we were part of coaching searches before like 6 years ago, but we weren't at this level. This is something that we really haven't seen in college basketball where a preseason top five team might lose their coach in June. Obviously Calipari left, but that was during the Final Four. They weren't a top five team like us, but it'll be very interesting to see who's coaching this team in a week. It could I don't want to think about it right now. I'll just let it play it out as it happens. You got any last thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I'm just really hoping he stays because that would be a huge blow if he leaves. Be
I
unfortunate.
agree. But I was thinking that say he goes to the Lakers and LeBron gets what his eighth coach fired because they finished fifth in the West first, and that's not good enough for the Lakers. I'd certainly welcome him back. I mean, he's not. It's not like a Kevin Ollie situation where we don't really want him back. I mean, I guess maybe he's an option to come back. Actually, why not? He coached with the Nets last year. He is no longer on that contract. We're going way off the rails now. I'm gonna wrap this up. So yeah, that'll do it. Episode 79. We're gonna do another episode probably this weekend or whenever this news drops. I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later, so we don't have to be in this state of what's going on, what's happening, because we could maybe lose half our roster, if that, if more, if he goes. It's just I'm not gonna think about that right now. We're just gonna keep moving on with our days, and whatever happens, happens. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for future episodes.